All right, let's call the meeting in order at 6 o'clock. This is a morning to lead us in the pledge and the salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, the sea symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures.
Thank you. Record reflect all board members present tonight. Approval of tonight's agenda.
Move to approve tonight's agenda.
Second.
Moving second to approve tonight's agenda. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Approval of July 18th, 2026 regular meeting minutes.
I move to approve the July 18th, 2026 regular board meeting minutes.
Second.
Moving second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Approval of the August 4th special board meeting minutes.
I move to approve the August 4th special board meeting minutes.
Second.
Moving second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Approval of the August 11th special board meeting minutes.
Move to approve August 11th, 2026 special board meeting minutes.
Second.
Moving second to approve the August 11th special board meeting minutes. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. There's no public comment. We'll move on to reports. Pat.
We met last
Thursday.
Thursday. Thank you. And it was okay. We discussed, it was a very small meeting with myself, Mr. Patterson, and Ms. Umbrella.
Oh,
That's a good crowd. We just kind of went over the food, the prepackaged versus,
We talked about the food service program and the 50% rule on made from scratch versus prepackaged, and some of the things we're having to do in the cafeteria this year, which we pretty much were already doing anyway, but now it's in the regulations to do that. So
the next meeting falls on the holidays, so we're going to discuss that and see what we're doing with it.
okay.
So, and then we'll set the meetings from then on. Nothing?
Questions for Faith? Moving on, principal's report. Ms. Barella.
So there's 135 kids, kindergarten to 12th grade. I don't have the breakdown like I usually do because we went to Synergy, and Synergy is no
Tell me
fun.
about it.
So I
Lots
don't,
of fun, you said?
no, it's no fun.
Oh.
So we're still trying to learn how to pull up all the reports and everything. So I don't know how to break it down by class or by grade or anything like that. So hopefully I figure it out by next month and we can have that broken up into how I used to. There are 18 girls out for volleyball, 7 on the junior high team and 11 at the high school team. There are 5 football players that Coach Chris Varela is taking up to Capitan to practice and play with Capitan, co-opt with Hondo. August 4th through the 8th was the Lincoln County Fair. We had 5 FFA students make it to the sale, along with 2 of our 4-H students make it to the sale. So our kids did well. On the 14th, the football boys had a scrimmage in Roswell. According to Mr. Allen, they played well. They're learning how to play 11 men versus 6 men. So lots of new things for them to learn, but they did well from what he said. On the 15th, the volleyball girls went to a scrimmage in Capitan. They played 5 games. Each game was 40 minutes long, and they played varsity, JV and varsity. So they kind of played 10 games, it sounds like, is what they played, because they were one of the teams that didn't have a JV and a varsity, but they combined it and did both. Yesterday, they held the athletics and activities meeting. So we had 33 students who turned in their athletic handbook paper along with the testing. So about 33 parents as well. Wow. And that includes anybody who wants to play football, volleyball, track, and of course, FFA. First football game in Capitan will be this Friday. And then the girls travel to Maxwell on the 28th and the 29th for their tournament for the beginning of the year. that's all.
The game at 7, we kept it.
Yes.
Six,
Six.
I thought
I think Lagoon Acton is at 6.
six.
Six.
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
Most of the rest of them were, so there's one 11 o'clock game and the rest are at 7.
And one PM game on
Or
Saturday.
maybe it's the 1 PM instead of 11, so.
Yeah, one instead of 11.
Did we have junior high kid? We didn't have no junior high kids going up, huh?
No, we
Football?
actually, that came up today and we're looking into it. I was originally told middle school kids, you can't do a co-op with the middle
Oh,
school.
that's right. You did say.
But the coach said he's looking into it. The problem is they practice at 11 AM in the morning. So
Their fourth and fifth grade classes or something to practice.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
so that creates a dilemma there. So.
Any questions from Mr. Brown? Thank you. Mr. Paxton, superintendent report.
Kind of a short report at the first of the year, not a whole lot of changes. Track, we did get a third party evaluation on it. We had a brief meeting on that last Wednesday. Our contractors and Decker sent questions back to them because it was like it answered our questions, so we're waiting on the report to answer the questions we were asking, because it still kind of dodged what we were asking. So we don't really have a great update on that one. That one's going to probably stay messy for a little while. New building, as you see, demolition's going across the street. They've left the walls up as long as they can to help with dust and debris. And today, when they started tearing on the wall, I was glad they had done that, because standing out on duty today, I came in and looked like I did in a snowstorm from dust and debris. But they're getting after it over there. The parking lot in front of the school, which is our biggest next pressure point we're trying to get done. They did inspections on the underground irrigation and electricity that they did yesterday and today. Hopefully they'll start laying out the rebar to start pouring the curbs and concrete and sidewalks, which will take a couple weeks to get all that done, and then get Roper back over there to lay the blacktop and the painters. The painters are scheduled mid-September, and that's good if we can keep that date, because that's about a month ahead of schedule if we can keep that date. So we're still saying 1st of October, but
The painters or the striper?
the stripers, yes. So to paint the stripes, stripers. And the hump that's there for a purpose because of the crosswalk. So I did check on that when you walk over there, right, come out the front door, it looks like the road has a big hump. Well, it is to slow people down. And it's kind of a speed hump / crosswalk that you see in some of the bigger areas right there at the entryway. So, but I thought it was unfinished, and Mr. Hinkle walked the school today. We both were like unfinished. And then as I was standing at the front door, I said, that's a crosswalk. And we checked, and it is. Punch list, the two big items right now on the punch list that I've got highlighted on mine is breakers and front entrance. There's 2 errors. We'll start with the breakers first. Under the new electricity codes, all these have bridge breakers is kind of what they're calling it, something, but it's to handle power surges and lightning, and it trips the breaker to protect the appliance. The problem is we have so many power surges that we've come back twice, and our fridges and freezers have not been on since Thursday afternoon because a power flickered and turned the breaker off. We thought it was limited to that. It's kind of turned out it's anything with appliances, which includes servers, cameras, and everything like that. So I saw an RFI go across today, so it's a point of discussion at tomorrow's construction meeting, because I understand the code, but that's not going to work in school. I almost have to hire somebody to just walk around every day checking breakers and resetting things and turning things on. The first day of school, all the fridges and freezers were fine. The breaker tripped because of the power. And we're having, like, in a weekend, 92 power surges. I mean, it's not a construction problem, it's a design problem. And but it even trips the gas stove to shut off the gas, that he's got to go out, fire up, reset, relight burners so that he cook breakfast in the morning. We learned that on Monday morning of the first breakfast. he was doing a from scratch breakfast. So that's a big item we're working on. And then the other thing that they didn't wire, and I do think ACOM was working on some of that today, is the 3-door buzz system. It's supposed to be able to buzz at each door. They have it set up where she can buzz at the front door. She has to physically get up, walk through the parent room, out into the lobby, open the second door, back around, and then if they decide to let them into the school, do it again to let them in the others. And so that is they're in the process of addressing that as we speak. It should be addressed pretty soon. And then from the open house, the biggest thing people asked about was the map, and it is in the process of being remade, corrected, and replaced as well. So any questions on those items? Maintenance yard, that is taking a boatload of design and engineering and all those things. And so I thought we would have something ready for this board meeting. We do have a basic design, but we don't have some outline costs. We do have it out to some contractors to give us some bids on doing that, including Bradbury's one of them. But we have it out to some others to see where it comes in, and hopefully in the September board meeting, I'll have design costs and everything for y'all to approve on that. Positions open. We've had some body punches take us right before school started. Our PE position has come open. We've interviewed 2 people in the last 2 days that we like, both of them. We're in the process of checking references on them. That also creates an opening in the head boys basketball coach. AD, we're interviewing on Thursday.
Yes, not Mr. Allen, not the AD anymore.
No, he resigned from AD right before school started too, a few weeks ago. He's helping do some things right now to help the transition. But we do have that position open, and have a couple candidates we'll interview on Thursday.
So he's just a bus driver and a teacher?
Yes, bus contractor and teacher right now. Yes.
Okay.
So sorry, I had to think what your question was. But yes. And then we took another body punch on Monday. Our second bus driver resigns effective tomorrow and starts his new job Thursday. So as of Thursday, right now, we officially have one bus driver that does all the routes, and that's not going to work. So we're was working on that plan today, but we had the auditors here today, and with the water and some other things, didn't get very far in working on that plan. But we will be letting parents know what our new plan is. We do have 2 staff members that went to take all 4 tests today, waiting to hear how they did on that. If they passed all 4, I have made a contact that can get them in and get them trained to drive buses. So hopefully it's a short-term problem. Of course, they got to pass the test, get to 40 hours driving. And then dean of students, we've actually to help Kathy out and work towards her position. We actually have a plethora of applicants for it. A couple that we were expecting we don't have, and several I wasn't expecting we do have. So we've got some. Both Miss Barillas are going through there to do their paperwork to see who we want to set up interviews with. We kind of have that many to interview. I think there was 6 or 7 applicants. So attendance and discipline referrals, we'll start updating at the September meeting. I'll stand for any questions.
I had a couple. Are we still using the Yonder bags?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there was a big concern though, I know it's the first week and it was a bump in the road, but there was a kid that was dropped off at a house that I guess they were supposed to not ride the bus.
So one of the things that we learned, we actually had 2 days similar incidences of people not getting where they were supposed to go, with the buses and the parent pickup not being side by side. What's always worked in Carrizozo didn't work. And so the plan has changed. There was a spreadsheet made started yesterday where it goes to all the teachers who are on duty, including the secretary. The admin has where the kids are supposed to go. That goes to both locations at the end, because normally when a teacher's notified, they walk out there at the bus, they're at parent pickup, they place the person on there. What happened is the transition from the teacher, because half the teachers bring the kids to the front for parent pickup, the other half the teachers go out back for the bus because they're so far apart, and the communication did not happen. No excuses, no nothing on that. I mean, it was a drop wall that was created by a new system that we hadn't had to ever do here. And so it's been addressed, been fixed, and a plan made. And the good news is when that parking lot's done, the communication gets simpler again, because we're at least close enough to be close. So, and it was just one of those things that has never been an issue, and with the new construction it was. So
Yeah, that was pretty big because
it was.
I caught an earful and
Several of us did. So
and you know, I've talked to some staff around here and some other EAs and stuff like that. And are we following curriculums in the school for each grade?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
they're supposed to be, and they
And
were. Now our
is
math
what
curriculum came in late.
And that was another. That was
Yeah,
gonna be
the
my
math
other
curriculum
question.
came in late. We got the math
Yeah.
curriculum. They were picking up books starting
Today.
Monday and today. So,
now.
but the first week of school, most of what they should be doing is going over capturing kids' hearts, classroom management, those types of things anyway, and assessments. So, the first 3 days that we had, 4 days that we had them, that should have been their focus in the classroom anyway. But the textbooks came in, and the math textbooks came in late. The rest, they had their stuff, and
Who dropped the ball on that one?
I don't know that any ball was dropped. They were just late getting here. So part of it was they were so late getting the training price down. It was a late order because we weren't going to spend that on the books. They were going to charge us $60,000 for training. So, so part of it, the order didn't happen until probably the second week of July, and usually you order the first week of July. And so, but that could be part of it, but it kind of took our math coach getting on the phone to find out where they were middle of last week when they still weren't here, and her connections got more done than business connections did. So
That's all the questions I had.
Anything else, Mr. Brett?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Three. Okay. Good evening, President and members of the board. Well, tongue-tied there, Superintendent Patterson. As we go through, there were a couple of errors on my report, and I apologize for not catching them earlier, but
Oh, man.
there are no bars this month. Kind of just trying to get through the end of the school year, the fiscal year, and move into the new year. So there will probably be some next month. In fact, I know there will be. And then we have the disbursement listing. And these are just the checks that were written for the month. And there are no questions about the disbursements. On the PO listing, there's a couple of Mountain Alarm is not going to get $363,000 this year. There was an error in the line quantity order, and it made that PO overinflated. So I corrected that today, and it's I think $7,000 is what it is in there. And then there were two POs. This listing contains all POs opened and closed during the month of July. So we have a lot of POs that are rolled over from FY26 to pay for billings that come in for June that we have to pay for in July. And so there's two, as you can see, for K-12, and that was part of the thing. And we have to add a line because any PO that's been paid on won't roll into the new year if doesn't have a line that hasn't been paid on. If that makes any sense. So we have to add a line to pay for any bills that may come in the new year. So it makes it look like it's an inflated amount, but it's really not. I can tell you what each of those POs were paid exactly. I have the PO pay listing and the one for FY 26, 27 has been paid 14,000 for the month of July. And then the PO in FY 26 was paid 137,849. So that's what their contract is. It's just
both 93,276.
yeah, and one of them's closed already.
Okay.
And it's just we had to have it to pay on for last year, or for services rendered last year but paid in this fiscal year, if that makes sense. And then the other one, it has the rollover line for next year already on it. So I know it sounds weird, but I could take that off and it would just be the regular amount. If you'd rather me do that, I can certainly do that.
No, it just looked like double payment.
Right.
When we looked at it.
Right, and I understand that was, and I should have kind of caught that too. And it is important to remember that these are open and closed POs. So they're all the POs that are out there. So there's that. And then, of course, the analytics are going to be, we haven't received much funding yet, so we're just going along. Finished the year, started the year with a little bit more expenditures, but we are paying for other items such as the construction and things like that. Still have a good cash liquidity. And then there's your cash balances. And the budget was not uploaded at the time that I did the reports. It is now, but it wasn't at the time.
So the spending per student, we'll get that fixed by
Yeah,
next month.
Yeah.
We're still showing 24, 25, 25, 26.
oh, wait, let me see which one it is.
And we're only at 135 students, not 141.
What page is that, John?
30.
30.
It's what page did you say?
30.
Oh, 14.
This one says 14, 30.
Okay. Just want to make sure that I'm on the same page as you.
Yeah.
And what you're looking at, and I'm looking at the same thing.
That's where I'm at.
Oh,
Her report is separated.
Oh, I understand. And I cannot find it. Yes, I will fix it for next year. For next month, I'm sorry.
so that'll be closer to
40 something would be my guess.
Yeah. Oh, I see. The years are not correct. Yep.
Nor are the student.
Right. And then secondary on the report is that we did meet with the auditors today. They were on site. We had our audit entry and then we'll move on from there. He's very thorough and very thorough.
So we'll be getting an email. I'll tell you about it probably next month. So they will be sending an email out with the conflict of interest statement that the other ones did a couple times. They didn't do it every year, but So, but I'll give you a heads up so you know it's not spam, that we'll need to respond to it. He said he would wait until next month. We get out around. But a couple questions on the expenditures, Myers, Stevens and Toogie. Myers, Stevens and Toogie. Blanket
Myers,
student accident plan.
Student accident, yeah, student accident plan, yeah.
That's the-
That's that insurance we started taking out a couple years ago
For the student.
for the students. Yes,
And then Elior school dining.
that's, Elior is the K-12 or food dining with,
It's actually Aviance, they changed their,
Where we have payments to both. That's what was confusing. We have Aviance for 12,600 and then we have Elior for 3,700 something. I
um,
didn't know what the
let
difference
me,
was.
let me look, I know that they did change their name and address. That we had to change for the vendor information, but I also know that there's different charges if they catered anything. And I'm not sure if they did.
Yes, they did open.
No, no, trust me, there was no past corridor.
Oh, sad. Who cares this year?
You know, when we get cupcakes there, okay? We were yelling at people.
Very good. I was not.
You know what? We were yelling at cupcakes.
She scheduled it. She knew I would be gone. So they're both cafeteria, just,
yeah, it's Elior by Aviance, the name of the company. Or Aviance by Elior. What? It's,
okay.
so.
I have a question too. There's a lot of voided stuff. What happened there?
The checks got out of order
Oh,
and we had to void the checks because they got out of order.
In the copy machine, every now and then, our computers decide to print front and back. And when we go to print the checks, it
Okay.
prints them front and back, and so we have to void the checks and assign them new numbers so that we can reprint. So that's why I'm not allowed to print checks. So
Okay.
Yeah, we did get a billing from Aviance that they specifically said to ensure proper application of payment, remit to Elior school dining. So Aviance, we paid those billings were from June, I believe. And then this one is the new year's moving forward. It's gonna be,
It'll be earlier.
Yeah.
We won't see Aviance anymore after this month.
shouldn't, because it says include invoice number and remit to Elior school dining. So,
Okay, thank you. Any other questions on the financials? Thank you, Ms. Marie.
thank you.
Approval to pay our bills. Consent agenda.
I moved to approve paying the bills.
I moved and seconded to pay our bills. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. Motion carries. Discussion items. Paying the gatekeepers at the games.
So last year, one of the things that we talked about was starting to pay our workers this year. Checking around with some other districts. We're proposing to pay them $15 an hour for the games. That way, whether it's a one game or a two game, the hourly rate becomes the same. Some people pay them by the night, some people by the game. This gives them an opportunity to make a little bit more and hopefully us find more workers. We also are including more workers. We also are including somebody to help in the concession stand, paying somebody to help in there as well. Considering a gate worker or a game worker, that's probably what we should have called it, was a game worker.
That's including timekeeper and all that too, right?
Timekeeper, that's books.
Good.
So the goal, as much as Ms. Burrow and I enjoy being up there, is we really need to be in other places besides keeping the book or the clock. So that's the goal. We're hoping that some people step up, some people step up. So.
And this will just be internal staff, right?
Right now, yes. Keep that door open in case we still can't find workers. So.
So if it's external.
Like gatekeepers and concession stand, they have to be staffed because they can't handle money. So a bookkeeper or scorekeeper, not so much. So
Would there be an application process with background check over volunteer?
if they become somebody outside of school, because now they're becoming a volunteer and coming through, so they would have to go do all that. Yes.
Can we volunteer?
Huh?
Can we volunteer?
Okay.
Just making sure. Okay.
I like it.
That's a discussion item. You don't need our approval next month, or it's just an FYI for us.
More an FYI that's what we want to do. I mean, it's,
All right.
I talked to some other districts and that's what other districts are, some are paying less. I hadn't found any that are paying more. The ones that are paying more are paid by game. So.
Second item under discussion is first reading of policy J 6400.
So this policy is on there because starting to work on our school safety plan, which is due this year. And they've thrown a lot of curveballs in the training. The process of the safety plan is not a whole lot different, but one of the things that they want now is not just do you have a school board policy, they actually want it uploaded. So I went back and looked at our school board policy. It had not been updated since one was before 2017, one was either longer than that. The laws over that has changed significantly just in the last 6 years that we've been here together. And so this first reading is to get in alignment with what is in alignment with the law. We do that anyway. We don't have 100% of our staff completely trained in CPI, but we do put them through the escalation part of the training. And then our CPI team, anybody that's in a position that might need to go hands-on is trained with the full training. In fact, we've got one coming up on the 21st of September, I think, 21st of September, where they're coming here to train our staff. And we got so many being trained. We're not trying to get them to Region 9. We have them coming here to do the training. So it's really to get us in alignment with the policy that should have been some time ago, probably. So.
It's pretty cut and dry. So next month we can do the second reading and approve.
Proof. Okay. I was going to ask that. Our safety plan is not due till December 1st, but I'd like to get it in late October. So if it needs any revisions, we can get it back. So that would work out.
Action items. We have some policies on the last reading. A through F. We could vote on all those at the same time. Let's have a motion to approve them and then we'll have discussion. A through F.
I move to approve the policy advisory A through F.
Second. Move and second to approve policy advisories A through F on the agenda. Any discussion?
Yeah. On the use of cell phones, there was like 2 proposals, right? And so what is Carrizozo looking at?
We already have done that.
I know.
That we approved, and I think it was proposal 1.
Okay.
I don't know which one it was. I don't know if it was 1 or 2. Proposal 1, and what they're asking us to do on that one, I gotta get to the right thing, so I'll make sure is include digital training. So another training that we got to do to all of our staff, which we're working on getting set up, right, where they haven't really given a guideline on what that is or who it is. Is it a class? Is it a one-time deal or anything like that? We have talked to our IT guys about them coming in and doing some digital safety. But the question that we as superintendents keep asking, who's doing age appropriate for kindergartner with digital safety? That's not something you just pull out of a hat. And so, but that's the piece it's adding, is the line that we will do training with our students on digital responsibility, I think is the word they're using. So, which can be anywhere from viruses to cyber bullying to anything.
Thomas doesn't do that.
Possibly, but this is a fairly new thing. So
Okay.
I'm hoping Palms does it because
Pick it up, yeah.
they do a pretty good job of age appropriate. They
Right.
really do. So, and they've come in on some other things and done some good training for us with the kids.
And then on policy F, reporting child abuse and neglect, child protection. I read that, it said that it must be somebody that's approved by the PED to train it. Do you guys know, would you be calling like someone from CYFD to come and do it, or?
So Vector Solutions is approved for that training
Oh,
and we
okay.
do, and we use
That's what we
Vector
do for it. We
Solutions.
did that.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
or as of the time of the print of this, it was. So we had some other
Okay.
things. Yeah. It's like,
I do vector too.
right. So
That's all I have. And we already have the defibrillators, right? We already did on that.
we do the one thing when the nurse gets here Monday that we are going to order that I want to order if we don't already have one. We ordered some right at the end of the year last year. So I need her assistance on what they are. We've got one to put, we've already got them up in both hallways. The gym has one, C-Tech has one. I want to put one, she's on a Spica location for the multi-purpose cafeteria, because when we have after hour events, those doors may be locked down the hallway and you can't get to them. But one of the things that, and so we already have them at games because we have them at the gym. One of the things that I've talked about with our coaches is buying one that we send with the medical bag when our teams travel. And the question is, we probably need two in case they travel at the same time. So it just becoming that important to have them. So.
Okay. That's all the questions.
Any questions? No more discussion. Ask for a vote. All those in favor of approving policies A through F? Say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item G, discussion of possible approval of the bleacher design and quote for the football field stadium.
So the reason why this is on there is a while back, y'all approved it not to exceed 275. It came in at 282. And that's what I'm doing, a lot of trimming and doing some things. It will seat approximately 300 people. So it's plenty big. It's still something that's best to be done while we get phase 2 done before the gym's in there. And you know, the goal is to have at least 6-man middle school football back on the field next year. This would help also communicate that, but it's basically asking for the extra just under $8,000 in price. That's down from the original quote that was $360. So.
Entertain a motion.
Move to approve the bleacher design quote for the football stadium sponsor track.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
I,
All those opposed? Motion carries. So upcoming dates, September's fall conference.
So I looked up the dates on fall conference. They don't even have it listed anymore. So, they had it listed at the last with the time we did this one. So
December, yeah.
the only one they got listed now is the annual convention. The following is not even on the computer site anymore. So.
Anything else for this evening? Not moving we adjourn. Second. All those in favor say aye.
Hi.
So our next
Thank
board
you.
meeting's on when? August 18th or September?
September
Well, I know
15th. It's right on here.
We had some
It's.
Oh, okay.
it's right on
date
here.
issues.
Okay.
I promise you guys, I fixed all these dates multiple times and for some reason they did not say. I promise you.